Thank you very much. Now, we've been talking about mullets today because it is Mullet Fest in Albury today. We've asked you to send in some of your photos. We've played a couple. Now we have a bit of a hall of shame. Oh, is it glory? Oh, is it glory from the News Breakfast desk? So let's roll through some of these pictures of a couple. Now, that is when I had a very unfortunate mullet when someone approached me and said, "Good, I'll give you a free haircut." And I said, "Sure." And then that's what I ended up
in the trendier parts of Commonwealth Fitzroy. I mean, you're coming off like a genius.
That's the thing about mullets. I mean, we're getting comments with people saying single teardrop to mullet, but fashion.
Let's move on. Let's move on from that photo, please. There we go.
Jerry curl.
I mean, what's going on there?
That is just pure gold.
You've almost worn the exact same outfit today.
That's school photos and just seeing what I can get away with.
And do we have one from Isk as well?
Okay, that's me as a young lad, and I didn't have a mullet. I had a rat's tail at one stage.
Nice.
I had a bowl cut, which is what happens when you're an Asian child with no money in Adelaide.
Let's skip me.
Okay, let's skip Nathan. Let's go.
Yeah, I did bleach the blonde hair. This was just before I started brekkie, actually. All right, let's move on.
Let's move on to Charles Bryce, our Adelaide reporter, because he has sent one through. No more Nate, thanks. We'll have Charles, please. Give Charles Bryce. There he is. Look at those. That is actually almost a mullet. And we can cross back now to Lisa, who is with said Charles Bryce, who I must say I think is looking a lot better these days. Oh.
That's almost it.
Why did you grow the mullet?
That was a lot of dedication for a friend's 21st. It was
a spiritual occasion.
It was a classy bogan thing. I thought it looked quite good.
Well, I think so too. I've seen that photo. This is the thing, Charles. When they're back there in the studio, they think they're safe. They can put a few little narky comments in, and they can suggest that you weren't looking your finest when you were wearing that mullet.
I know. Everyone goes through a phase of not looking their best, and I'm potentially doing that now because the mullet was in.
Hey, on a serious note, really interesting election campaign. Very different because it's the first one where all the states are open. We've seen Omicron take off, and in fact, there's a second wave going through at the moment in Adelaide. But at the end of the day, what do you think this next 24 hours is going to look like for both sides?
Well, I mean, they're really in the home stretch now. There's nothing more they can really do than to sit back and wait for those votes to be counted. A lot of them are going to be counted next week with those postal votes coming in. Some 120,000 or more to be coming in and counted next week. Whether that will put a delay on the results, we're not quite sure yet. But Saturday night will be quite a tense time for both leaders, both parties. You couldn't really.
They might have to rely on independence. This is the thing as well.
They could, and we do know that a few older Liberal MPs have now gone independent. Who they would be supporting is up to potentially what they may need in their electorates.
Yeah, they could be the kingmakers, as it were. And you've seen both leaders try to, spend time with them, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. You certainly wouldn't want to get them offside.
Yeah. Hey, Charles, thanks for your insights this morning. No doubt you'll be a pretty busy person over the next week, and we will see you and talk to you. I'll be back in Melbourne in the studio. I'll be back in Melbourne, not speaking to you as Mads and Isk and Nate and Tony have been doing. Guys, I think it was a bit unfair. Well, it was out of love and respect and appreciation. I mean, did you see my haircut? Like, I am seriously in no position to be calling anyone on their haircuts. But thanks so much, Charles, and thanks, Lisa. At least you're going to hang out there and enjoy a bit of the Adelaide scenery. Pick up a bit of fringe tonight, maybe. I am loving it. It is fantastic. When I told Charles that I was going to be coming down, he was like, right, okay, it is time to show the Melbourneite a bit of action down here in Adelaide.
Fruit chops,
so we're going to
high floaters, those kinds of things on the agenda.
You ever get into a pie floater?
Oh, well, we haven't discussed that yet.
I am hungry.
Okay, thanks, guys. It's been great to talk this morning. Thanks, Lisa. It's been great to have you there. Great coverage, and thanks very much to Charles as well. Lisa seemed a bit unkeen on the pie floater, I thought.
No, take that off there. Yeah.
In South Australia, it is election weekend, so
Yeah.
everyone gets out and votes if they
Get out there and get a democracy sausage.
And a lot of people are watching. Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra.
And thanks so much for joining us here. Oh my goodness, there he is. He can't be trusted anywhere.
Good luck, South Australia.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye.